Welcome to my views and news. Some news stories from Sudan. Firstly, Ethiopia and Turkey are joining hands to mediate between Hamdan Dagalo and Abdul Fattah al-Burhan. Turkish foreign minister confirmed this initiative. Question is, do these two countries have any leverage in Sudan? Can they be accepted as neutral mediators? Can they play any role? Secondly, satellite images are being shared from Sudan, Egypt border. Vehicles are piling up. Long queues of vehicles can be seen. And alarming reports are coming in from Port Sudan, where thousands are waiting for evacuation. They want to leave the country. Hospitals looted, destroyed, no food for these people. And these people want to flee the country. They want to leave the country. First, shipment of humanitarian aid arrived in Port Sudan today. Firstly, Ethiopia Turkey initiative. The two countries want to jointly mediate to resolve the conflict in Sudan. It was confirmed by Mevlut Çavuşoğlu. Mevlut Çavuşoğlu is Turkish foreign minister. He talked to a news outlet a few hours ago and he said that on PM Abiy Ahmed's initiative, the two countries are considering mediation. It means that the proposal was shared by the Prime Minister of Ethiopia with Turkish leadership. He did not share details. Mevlut Çavuşoğlu did not share any details. How will this mediation work? Who will be part of the team of mediators? When will they visit Sudan? No details. But reportedly, a Sudanese deputy foreign minister is going to visit Sudan next week. I personally think that the two countries want to mediate in Sudan. No, it's not because they have real chance of having any significant role in mediation, but they want to minimize the influence of one of their rivals. Ethiopian PM Abiy has spoken with Dagalo and al-Burhan twice since the start of this war on the 15th of April. And he has issued 3 messages in Arabic language. He denied reports that Ethiopian forces are planning to take back disputed territory on Sudan, Ethiopia, border Al-Fashaga. He said Ethiopia would resolve the issue through dialogue. And he offered to mediate as well, reportedly. Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu talked to Hemedti 2 days ago. Hemedti contacted Mevlut Çavuşoğlu after a Turkish C-30 plane came under attack at an airport in Sudan. RSF clarified its position that it was not involved in the attack on Turkish evacuation plane. Now, the two countries, I believe, are concerned because of growing influence of Egypt in Sudan. Egypt is hand in glove with Sudanese General al-Burhan. The two countries signed some security coordination agreements more than a year ago. They are conducting joint military drills too. Ethiopia is concerned because Ethiopia is planning to start fourth filling of the dam in coming weeks. And the dam's construction, its operations are being opposed by Egypt and Sudan. Dam built on River Nile was opposed by Egypt. Ethiopia constructed the dam. Now fillings are starting, fourth filling going to start. So it means that if this war goes on, Egypt could have more presence in Ethiopia. Egypt could try to have more military presence close to Ethiopian border. That is why Ethiopia is concerned. Turkey is concerned too because Turkey and Egypt are rivals. We saw that in Libya that Turkey was backing GNA, Egypt was backing LNA, partly because Egypt shares border with Libya. They were on opposite sides. We have seen that in some other conflicts too. It's Arab-Turk rivalry too. So Turkey wants to be a relevant player in Sudan, though I personally think Arabs are more relevant players in Sudan than Turks. UAE, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, Arabs, they have more leverage, more influence in Sudan. Though they are not seen as neutral. Egypt supporting Al Burhan and Saudi Arabia, UAE, they have soft corner for Hemedti. So it's difficult for Turkey and Saudi Arabia to be taken, to be accepted as neutral mediators by the two parties. Of course, Egypt would not be happy with Ethiopian mediation. Of course, Saudi Arabia, UAE would not be happy with only Turkish mediation in Sudan. So what is needed is a broad mediation panel comprising Arab, non-Arab, African, Western countries. That is what can succeed. We have seen that IGAD's proposal was rebuffed to some extent by rapid support forces. IGAD proposed a 72-hour ceasefire, I think 3 days ago, but RSF remained silent. It only agreed to ceasefire after European countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, US, contacted Hemedti. So it means that Hemedti wants greater role for Arab world and European countries, US, in any mechanism for mediation. I personally think a broad panel of mediators is going to be formed, but I think Turkey, Ethiopia want to be part of this panel. They don't want to be left out, it seems. Secondly, viewers, satellite images are being shared from Sudan, Egypt border. Long queues of vehicles can be seen where thousands are trying to enter Egypt from Sudan. They are traveling 800 kilometers from Khartoum to reach the border. On two border crossings between Sudan and Egypt, we are seeing this pile-up of vehicles. The cases of these Sudanese people are being processed by Egyptian consulates, but since thousands have arrived there, that is why process of clearance is very slow, and only those with legal documents, those with passports are being given. They're being issued visas by Egyptian government. What is needed is some sort of mechanism by international community to treat these people arriving on the border as refugees. They should be allowed to enter Egypt as refugees, but those without passport, without visa, are not allowed to enter Egypt. And we're seeing similar crisis in Port Sudan, where again, thousands from Khartoum, Bari, Madraman, they have reached Port Sudan, but here evacuations are very slow. Foreign nationals are being evacuated, UN staff being evacuated, but Sudanese are being left behind. Those Sudanese who have passports, who have visas, they are hopeful that they can be evacuated. But those who don't have anything, any papers, they are there. And even those Sudanese who have papers, they don't have any shelters, don't have any food in Port Sudan. They are waiting. Locals are helping them. Similar scenes are being seen on Ethiopia-Sudan border too, where hundreds are entering Ethiopia on daily basis. People of Sudan are helping each other. We have seen pictures, videos showing locals helping those who are passing through their areas. It was good to see. At least Sudanese people, they're united. Problem is their leadership is not united. Leadership is destroying them. They are sacrificing for their brothers. We have seen pictures of locals who are not very well off, but still they are receiving, they are welcoming, they are giving food to those who are passing through their areas. Thirdly, was first shipment of humanitarian aid arrived in Sudan today. ICRC confirmed arrival of 8 tons of humanitarian aid in Port Sudan. The aid contains medical supplies, etc. Because we've seen that dispensaries, hospitals were attacked, stormed, looted. Just a few minutes ago, Sudanese army said that East Nile Hospital had turned into a military headquarters of rapid support forces, which were expelling patients from there, which had taken control of hospital, using it as headquarters of their militia. So, hospitals looted in Bari, Darman, in Khartoum Central, in East Nile, in Darfur as well. We have shared videos, pictures. Can this 8-ton aid meet all the needs? No, it cannot meet all the needs. Some of this aid material could be looted by rapid support force fighters or other militias. So what is needed is a joint international humanitarian response, which is missing so far. No shelters, no food for people in Port Sudan, on Sudan-Ethiopia border, on Sudan-Egypt border. I said in a video that world join hands to welcome Ukrainian refugees. When last year Ukrainians had to flee their country, we saw international community, especially European world, join hands. They welcomed Ukrainians. All European countries, they agreed to welcome after there were discussions and agreements about how many should be adjusted in which countries. That humanitarian response is missing here. Sudanese are on their own. Their country, no one is owning them because country leaders are fighting for power. And those with foreign passports have hopes that they can be evacuated. Sudanese who want to leave the country with no passport, no foreign citizenship, they are faced with the crisis. Let's see how world responds. Neighboring countries will have to step in. We know that Sudanese are entering neighboring countries. I did not mention Chad. Yes, thousands have entered Chad as well. Because fighting escalated in Western Darfur in the past 4 to 5 days. So what is needed is some international humanitarian response for people who are trying to flee Sudan from different borders into neighboring countries. Thank you for watching.